Hey, so we had some other bits delivered, and I'll go through at least one of those this evening, in addition to the previous video of the Senso V2. And what do we have? It's a filter. Can't get this right. Right, got you there. Got you there. An LPS-P2 48mm filter. Comes in a nice little box, very difficult to open, but I have opened it before, that's why it was so easy this time around. What we have is a 2-inch filter with LPS P2 coatings, which allow you to filter out light pollution. LPS, so light pollution suppression. Comes nicely individually wrapped in a plastic container. Probably was hermetically sealed in a dust-free container. Felt really awful just opening it out in my office. But we're going to do something now, which is just close that down until I change what I have to do in my imaging train. So at some point in the near future, I'm going to be replacing this filled flattener with the filled flattener that comes with the IDAS-P2 120 ED Pro. However, for the moment, I'm using this filled flattener, and what I can do is attach this light pollution filter to the end of my imaging train. And now I'll just put the cap back on. So that's now in my imaging train. It will not affect focus because I've got the filled flattener at the end. So when I'm focusing using this camera, I will be catching I'll be basing my focus on what this is receiving, and then the guide camera on the side of the imaging train is just going to make do, and if I need to adjust the helical focuser for any reason or other, then that I will do. It's now on the imaging train. A nice thing is that now I have from one end to the other a sealed imaging train. There is nowhere that extra dust is going to get in. Hopefully there is no moisture in there. I'm wondering whether there's any benefit to trying to do this in a very low humid environment, void moisture, or just pack it in a pile of rice to remove moisture if there is any sort of air leakage between parts. But essentially, because that filter's now on there, this is pretty much now a closed unit, which I will not have to change that much. I just attach the end here onto the end of the focuser. Although, of course, when the new field flattener arrives that's specific to the IDAS-P2, I will have to remove this part, attach this either to a filter cell adapter, which I also have on order, or be able to put it on the end. So that is that piece of equipment actually put on, and it's only whether I go to an extremely dark site that I won't need the IDAS LPS P2 48mm adapter filter, and that's that piece of equipment. That was pretty quick, but that's all there is to it really. You put the filter in, and you try your results, and if you get an improvement, then yeah, then you're done. Of course, it's always a judgment as to which filter to use. This is one of the higher end filters. Whether it's going to be the ideal filter for various environments is another thing. Depends on what kind of lighting your local authorities are using on their street lamps, and in general what kind of lighting you have in your area that's causing a light pollution that you need to suppress. I've attached it now. We will give it a run, and we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, then we'll put it on the market. Someone else will buy it. I was wondering whether the IDAS-P2 versus the IDAS-D2. For one reason or another, I came to the decision of choosing this one, and we will see how it goes with our imaging train. But for now, this imaging train will just go into its box where I keep it, away from everything else, because I guess at the moment this is the most expensive part of the astronomy equipment that I own, and it has to go somewhere safe. Anyway, cheers, and thanks for watching. I've got one more video to do tonight, which is quite boring because it's power based, and I have to shut down some equipment because I've been testing it out. But yeah, hang on in there. All right, and clear skies.